You're watching the East Baton Rouge Parish Library Roadshow, everything you need to know about your local library system. And now I'd like to welcome my guest, Debbie O'Connor, who serves as the Executive Director for the Greater Baton Rouge Literacy Coalition. Welcome, Debbie.
Hi, Mary.
I have some questions for you. First off, what's the story on literacy or illiteracy in the Greater Baton Rouge area, and why does the Literacy Coalition exist?
Sure. Well, what we know in Louisiana as a state, I'll start there, is that we have about 600,000 adults. That's about 1 in 5 of our adult population without a high school credential, whether it's a diploma or a GED.
That's a tremendously bad statistic.
It is, but the good story is that we are doing things to improve that here locally in Baton Rouge.
Okay, so what does the coalition help do?
The Greater Baton Rouge Literacy Coalition supports a network of local adult literacy service providers. We feel like that's an important thing that we can do to improve literacy, not just for the adults themselves, but for their families and for our community as a whole. When we talk about people not having a high school credential, we know that statistically 44% of those individuals are not participating in the workforce. And so when we think about that, we realize that this isn't just an individual impact that affects one person or a couple of people. It's something that affects our economy as a whole.
So the entire quality of life for the Greater Baton Rouge area is affected by this bad statistic, and really this is everyone's business, isn't it?
It is, definitely.
So what do people need to do?
People need to get involved. I think it's important for people to realize that this is going on. It is, as you said, a bad statistic, but we all can be empowered to do something. I think the first thing is that people just need to gain an awareness. You know, when we talk about these statistics, people are typically shocked and surprised. You know, when we talk about 1 in 5, people are like, that can't be possible. You know, I come into contact with people every day. It's not something that I see. What people don't realize is that even in Baton Rouge, we have neighborhoods where as many as 80% of the adult population has no high school diploma.
And often no job.
Exactly.
And the scary thing is, a child of an illiterate parent is more likely to be an illiterate grown-up themselves.
Exactly. What we know is that the literacy of a parent is actually the greatest predictor of a child's academic success.
Right.
So by improving the literacy of a parent, we really affect literacy for generations to come.
Sure.
And when we talk about those neighborhoods, I think it's important just to think about the experience of the children growing up in a neighborhood like that. It's not just in their home, but it's the environment in general and what the expectation is. So when we start to increase the literacy and the educational attainment in those neighborhoods, the expectations change, and that empowers everyone.
Right. It's really a culture change that we're talking about.
Exactly.
And these days, you can't get by without a high school degree in too many jobs, right?
Oh, no, definitely not. That's what we're seeing right now, is that it's not enough to have a high school diploma. We need to look at the diploma or a GED as a gateway to post-secondary education or training, because that's what it's going to take.
Right. So what do you do for these service organizations in the Greater Baton Rouge area? I know, for example, your ACE program, so the St. Paul's Learning Center. There's a lot of associations. Where do we find out about those associations?
The best thing to do is to stay in touch with the Greater Baton Rouge Literacy Coalition.
How do we do that?
Our phone number is 225-381-7141, which is actually my direct line.
Okay.
And then we also have a website, gbrliteracy.org.
Well, that's easy to remember.
It is. And the great thing about the website is we actually maintain a provider directory on the site. And so anyone wanting information about the different services available, they can use that directory.
So whether you need a service or know someone who does, or you want to volunteer, that's where you need to go.
That's it. And if it's overwhelming to look at the website, we're just a phone call away.
Well, coming up after the break, someone whose lively and charming photographs and illustrations entice younger readers to begin reading. And that is children's illustrator Chuck Gailey.